What's up, what's up? Thanks for coming back through. As always, got another good one for you. I've already reviewed this shoe, and I love the shoe. The shoe is phenomenal. But this new colorway is really what set it off. So let's hop right in and start talking about the Under Armour Velociti 2. But this one is the Street Racer. This colorway goes off, let me tell you. Now, as I said, I already reviewed this shoe. The Under Armour Velociti 2 is crazy. Love it. The roll, the fit. Go check out the other review that I've done of this shoe. I'll put it up top somewhere here. But this colorway is completely different. It's such a busy shoe. I loved it, but the look of it, I couldn't quite get it to match up. I couldn't quite get it to go with things. Like, let's face it, when you have something, you want it to actually look good too. So now I'm not gonna trip. It's the truth. Well, tonight I just actually figured out I could help the look of the shoe. So I debadged my Velociti 2, and it left a little ghosted Under Armour on the toe, which is dope. I love it. The shoe is phenomenal. And I'm like, I saw this colorway, but I had this colorway. And I waited and waited until that one went on sale. And when it finally did, bang, scooped it up. So now, this evening, after I get done recording this, I'm going to debadge this one, because the shoe has some phenomenal lines. It's got some crazy lines, and they look great. But that big old Under Armour non-functional logo is messing up the program. Now, the other one wasn't 3M. This one's 3M, so I kind of hate to lose the 3M on that. But the truth of the matter is, this shoe is too fresh to let it sit badged up. So I'll do a short showing that one as it is debadged. Love everything about it. Upper, midsole, outsole. Let's get into it just real quick. Since we've already done a review, and I'd love for you to go look at the review of this one. Very open mesh. Very reminiscent of Cellar Mesh from Adidas. Super open mesh. Also very reminiscent of the specific Cellar Mesh that is on the Adios Pro 3. Very similar feel in that upper. Now, all of this strapping across the shoe all over provides the craziest support. You know, I had somebody who used to actually work at Under Armour see these shoes a couple days ago, and he was like, is it a RACER? What is it? It's supposed to be a RACER, but so many of the features are actually regular shoe features. Your collar, it's a regular sewn collar with padding. No real heel counter, but you've got a spine running, a pretty strong spine running right up the back there. Super airy open mesh, very thin on the sock liner, great roll, but we'll get to that. Somewhat traditional tongue, got the keeper in the middle, got the lockdown going. I mean, it's crazy that they call this a race day shoe when in truth it's probably a very versatile multi-use running trainer. Can it go to race day? Absolutely. It's got the pedigree for that. It's actually fairly light, but it's got so many features that make you want to wear it every single day. It's a great shoe. Traditional eye stays, you've seen them. The laces leave a lot to be desired. They're not fantastic laces. They actually feel somewhat cheap, kind of heavy, but the ribbing helps them lock down pretty well. Sort of suede felt tongue with some no-sew, a little bit of padding. What I do like, props to you Under Armour on this, the keeper does not reveal the lace underneath. So many times that aspect right there leaves it rubbing against your foot or the sock, and it's not comfortable. They actually pad that under. Very smart move. And I didn't relay that on the first review. Very smart move. It is not a gusseted tongue, and it's got that sort of bacon edge, so it's going to roll on you. So getting your foot in it and getting it to lay flat might take your finger, pushing it down. Got a really interesting design, little widow's peak design up there, and you can't pay attention to it. Why? Boom. Because of that. Well, I'm about to fix that later. It gets real interesting when that's not interrupting it. Insole on that, thin racing like insole. You're not missing any cushioning because you're sitting on top of a very, very thick chunk. I'm not sure if it's PEBA based. I do believe it is. It reminds me very much of the Saucony foams that are in the Endorphin Speed and Endorphin Pro. I know those are slightly different, so don't hang me out to dry for that. I'm just saying it's reminiscent of that. The exact formulation, not real sure, but it's good as it is paired to the Flow foam. Now, Flow I've shown on a couple different pairs now. I'm not sold on it as a foam itself, but as a carrier, as a deadener on impact, done in this formulation compared to others, it's crazy. It gives a great ride when it is used as an outsole material versus a full sole material. It's got a wedge here that deadens the impact on the heel, got that kind of fluted heel there, and then the roll is super stiff. Like, this shoe is not bending. Partially because of the big chunk of foam, partially because of where they put the carbon fiber plate. So since we're talking midsole a little bit and outsole, that carbon fiber plate sits closer to the ground than it does. Let me clean that off so you can see it. It was dusty. I just took it for a run. That carbon fiber plate actually sits closer to the ground than it does your foot. I've always said those are the placements of the plate that I love, because carbon fiber is harsh. It's unmoving. It's unbending. And when your toe is forced into that S curve or that elf toe wedge, it's painful for some people's feet. It's not exactly comfortable for mine. Kills mine. But when it's done like this, chef kiss. Because I wasn't in love with this colorway, what I did was I took a chance on removing the hyper badging, the mega big badge. Because it worked, now I'm really gonna love this shoe, because it won't be badged out in a way that won't allow me to wear it with some other things. I want to put more and more use to this shoe now, because I'll be able to wear it with other things, because it won't be so obvious. It will still have Under Armour badging. It will still have Under Armour badging. But it won't be mega, unfunctional, insecure, hyper logo badging. You know, it works for Nike. I'm not saying Nike's is great, but when they do it, it follows the contour of the shoe. When Adidas does it, it's part of the striping on the side and will always act as a supportive component. Under Armour's does not act that way. The most function this one has is because it's 3M. I don't need it on a hyper yellow shoe. They gonna see me coming. So that's a quick and dirty of the street racer version of the Under Armour Velociti 2. All right, check back. I'm gonna show y'all some shorts and pictures of when I debadged this one. As always, thanks for coming through. Really appreciate it. And we'll catch you on the next one, right? Peace.